If you've ever had a neighbor so entitled they think they make the rules, hit that like button right now. And stick around, because this story ends with me turning her worst nightmare into a neighborhood tradition. When my husband and I bought our home, I thought we'd found our forever street. No HOA, friendly faces, kids playing on the sidewalks. It was peaceful. Well, mostly peaceful. Because then there was her. Let's call her Nancy. Nancy was in her late 60s, thin as a rake, always with her hair pulled so tight it looked like it was holding her face together. She had the kind of eyes that didn't just look at you, they scanned you, like a security camera deciding if you belong. And according to Nancy, she owned not just her house, but the entire street. It started small. I noticed her shouting at a delivery driver for parking in front of her house. Not in her driveway, not blocking it, just on the public street. One day, she even left a handwritten note on her neighbor's car. "Do not park here again," like she was assigning parking spaces in her imaginary HOA. We all thought it was ridiculous, but we just rolled our eyes and moved on. Then came the day we decided to grill. It was nothing fancy, just my husband, our 2 kids, and me in the backyard. A couple of steaks, the sound of sizzling fat, the smell of charcoal in the air. 15 minutes later, knock, knock, knock. Nancy, arms crossed, frown locked in place. "Are you having a party?" she demanded. No, just making dinner." Her eyes narrowed like she didn't believe me. She stomped away without another word. An hour later, police at the door. The officers looked confused. We got a noise complaint about a loud party. They stepped into the yard, looked at the grill, looked at the kids coloring on the patio, and actually laughed. "We don't see a problem. Enjoy your dinner." That's when I realized Nancy wasn't just unpleasant, she was watching us. From then on, it became routine. Every time we grilled, which was maybe once every 2 or 3 months, Nancy would make a fuss. I'd catch her standing at her upstairs window, arms folded, staring at the smoke as if it were a personal attack. She'd call out things like, "You know some of us don't appreciate that smell." Or, "Some people are trying to enjoy their evening without breathing in smoke." The rest of the neighbors, totally fine with it. Some even came over to grab a burger. But Nancy acted like my grill was a weapon of mass destruction. Fast forward to now. I'm 8 months pregnant. Between the heartburn, the swollen ankles, and the constant waddling, the last thing I've been doing is grilling steaks. Then, I get an email from Nancy, a full page complaining about, you guessed it, our constant grilling. Except we hadn't grilled in months. I knew it had to be someone else in the neighborhood, but nope, she was sure it was us. Reading it, I could actually feel my blood pressure go up. My hands clenched around the phone. My heart pounded in my chest. The audacity of this woman. That was it. No more ignoring her. No more letting it slide. I looked at my husband and said, "You know what? If she wants something to complain about, let's give her something to complain about." His eyebrows went up. I grinned. "I'm talking weekly grilling nights. I'll even buy you that smoker you've been wanting." We started small, one Sunday afternoon. Steaks, ribs, chicken, enough aroma to make the whole block hungry. Then we did it again the next week. And the next. Soon, the smell of hickory smoke wasn't just in our backyard. It was drifting right into Nancy's open windows. But here's the kicker. We invited the neighbors. All of them. Our yard turned into a friendly cookout spot. Kids playing, music playing at a respectful volume, people laughing. Nancy, she'd stand at her window, glaring, lips pressed so tight I thought they might vanish. And every week, more neighbors showed up. It became a tradition. One evening, just as I was flipping a rack of ribs, I heard her window slam shut. Then another. She'd finally given up watching us. The very next week, I saw her car pull out right before we started grilling, and she didn't come back until it was over. It was glorious. The woman who tried to shut down my backyard had been driven out of her own home by barbecue. What did I learn? Sometimes the best revenge isn't yelling back. It's living so loudly, and in my case, so smokily, that they can't stand it. If this story gave you a craving for both justice and ribs, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the pettiest, most satisfying thing you've ever done to get back at a bad neighbor? And of course, subscribe for more stories like this.